Yeah, it's an odd place to be doing my ironing, I know. I have a long extension cord and I'm out here for a reason. That is, that I'm going to iron these very things behind me, the autumn leaves. Because when they come off the tree, they are really very beautiful things, you can see. Full of colour and full of beautiful lights that I'd like to preserve. The trouble is, if they just get left, they curl up, they become dark and brown and very fragile, and they don't last any time at all. So this is a simple way of preserving something of those colours and making them a bit less fragile. First of all, make sure they're flat. When you get an autumn leaf that looks good, press it underneath the book and make sure that it comes out like this as a rather flat leaf. But don't let it go too long or else all the colours fade. This next step is how you stop those colours fading. Well, you've probably noticed that the sort of paper that you might have your lunch wrapped up in can from time to time be greasy. It really is grease or wax soaked into the paper, and that's the stuff you need now. You tear off a bit like that, and that's going to be big enough to wrap your leaf in. In fact, you put it down like that, make sure the waxy side is next to the leaf, put the leaf onto it like that, and then put the other piece of paper over it. So you really have a leaf sandwich. The leaf is sandwiched between the two bits of waxy paper. You're going to melt the wax from the paper into the leaf, and you do it like this. Get some old newspaper and make sure you have at least 2 thicknesses, or else the wax will get on the iron and whoever owns the iron will not thank you. Shove the wax paper with the leaf inside there and put the paper down. And this iron is fairly hot, so I keep it moving over the paper, and it can't set a light to it. But the heat goes through the paper and it melts the wax. And it's going to melt the wax on both sides into the leaf. And if I keep on going like that, I think that will probably do the job. Put the iron to one side, open up the paper and pull the whole shebang out. And you can see what's happened. You will probably find that the 2 sides of the paper have stuck together because the wax melts into itself and glues them together. Well, if you can pull them apart easily, just keep going. If you can't, put the newspaper back on top and iron them again. But do take care, it takes a hot iron, and make sure that you've got somebody to help you if you're in any doubt. When you iron them enough, you'll find that those 2 papers will part relatively easily. And in fact, they'll need to, otherwise you'll rip the leaf apart. But if you've done it properly, apart they'll come, and look at the surface of the paper. It's lost most of its shine. That was the wax. It's now either soaked into the paper or, if you've done it properly, into the leaf. And what used to be a rather dull leaf is now rather splendid. You can see it's rich with colour. What's more, it's preserved and it's less fragile. And the wax makes it also rather translucent, so that if you hold it up to the light, you've got yourself a leafy stained glass window.